Like, I knew it was gonna be a piece of shit, but like, what the actual fuck? This has got to be one of the worst albums I've seen in recent memory. Like, god damn! And the thing is, who in the world is surprised? The freaking album cover could have tipped you off! I'm normally not a don't judge a book by its cover type, but look at this. Do you honestly think a good experience is in store by this still image? Honestly, I really should just explain who Kid Rock is. His real name is Robert Ritchie and was the son of an extremely wealthy family who ran multiple car dealerships and thought he could rap and sing and began his career in music. Eventually, through trial and error, after multiple failed groups, Kid Rock was born and he immediately became the rock act that every single person dunked on as terrible. Why am I telling you this? Just wait, it'll make sense later in the video. Once Kid Rock as a brand became unprofitable, Robert decided to make money the only way he could. Being a bitch and causing controversy. For several years in the 2010s, Robert decided to just spout utter bullshit out of his ass of a mouth that he couldn't back up and wasn't planning on. Riling up the most bitter and hate-filled fans imaginable. Not because his music was good, but he was the platform for the shittiest people. And that's all he is at this point. Something to make the headline for the day and maybe gain a few extra controversial streams on music nobody wants. But he's back after 5 years and delivered an utter garbage barge that was shitted out of his ass. So first off, the opening track, which is something everyone knows after it got roasted, was Don't Tell Me How to Live, which is basically his Twitter account being turned into a song. How he's this southern badass who defies cancel culture, how the elite isn't gonna dictate his life. After hearing how many times he said the F word, I just saw, maybe Driver's License actually used it effectively. The song is just a guy yelling and bitching about stuff that doesn't affect him to random people on the street. It's not infuriating, it's not bold, badass, it's just cringy and really pathetic. The people who actually supposedly like this, I'm genuinely wondering if they actually listen to the song, because by objective measures, it's terrible. Take your own perspective out of this song, and just by actual structural means, it's bad. I don't want to say this, and a part of me regrets it while I'm doing it, but if you actually say you like this song, I'm sorry. You're an idiot. And the fact it was roasted to be a Weird Al song, only to have Weird Al roast Kid Rock, is just phenomenal. And the only thing of worth to come out of this release, because this album is actual hell. It is 18 tracks of non-stop annoyance and just bigoted on so many levels. Now, you might be wondering why I'm talking about this, because you know, it just plays into Kid Rock's hand. Well, boys and girls, that's because this bitch has the fucking gall to put country music into this release. You heard me right, it may be classified as rock, but there's some actual country songs. And while a majority of them aren't terrible, they aren't particularly desirable. You can tell whatever effort or passion was put into this album went into the utter clusterfuck of the troll songs. My Kind of Country is just another garbage name-dropping song you've seen 1,000 times. What makes it even funnier is that every single one of his musical idols would gladly tell him to fuck off with his bigoted self. Apart from that, the song is nothing. It's not interesting or compelling, or at the very least worth anything. I can't name a single worthwhile thing in this song. Not a single thing. On Bad Reputation, he talks about all the things that make him edgy, like getting drunk. Wow, so badass. Clearly Kid Rock lives it like it's his last. And continues the trend of saying he's uncancelable. Listen, bub, you actually need to be relevant to society in order to be canceled. Nobody's going to your concerts because the elite isn't allowing them. They know better not to listen to your shit. The fact he thinks so many people care about what he does both positively and negatively just goes to show how inflated his ego actually is. His perception of himself that's presented on this album is just so detached from reality. His perception of actual rock music is distorted too. The instrumentals on this thing are elementary at best. He tries to imitate actually good rock music so poorly that it's just the same shit looped over and over throughout the entire album. Never Quit is one of the other country songs on this thing, and honestly, it makes Upchurch look like Chris Stapleton, as he chooses to blame everyone around him, and never once in his life does it seem to faze him that he's a piece of garbage. The producer on this thing deserves to be taken out into the desert and thrown into a ditch. The levels of mixing on the percussion are just awful. It's so bad. The bass and the beats aren't even free Soundtrap account good. Put that into perspective. The vocal production sounds like a constant fart that's never ending. The attempts at rapping just lack any sense of self-awareness to the sheer shit show on display. Then, after the literal shitstorm you've just witnessed, we're only 1/3 of the way through this. That's right. We're not even halfway done. Rocking is a song that just says nothing. It's so lazily written, and I'm honestly forgetting the lyrics as I read them. The only ones still living, the ones that ain't. Sing along with me, I'll sing with you. The good times and the whiskey. It's like if you told an AI to write a basic ass country song based off every single shitty country radio single known to man. Songs that aren't structurally terrible or insanely offensive are just boring. Complete nothings that take on subjects 1,000 songs have done better. And once those moments of sheer numbness are done, you get back into the complete downward spiral this record is. Never Enough hits you with the single worst audible filter I've ever seen. It sounds like you're fucking gargling and trying to make a bland ass melody. I know I sound like I'm over exaggerating, but that's exactly what it is. He then sings, if you even want to call it that, about how he's a rebel loving off the land country boy. Need I remind you that Robert is a privileged little prick who used mommy and daddy's money to jumpstart his career. I can confidently say I am a more country and edgy person than this asshole has ever been his entire goddamn life. If you fall for this utter marketing scheme's bullshit, you, sir, are a dumbass. I don't usually go down the authenticity road, but this, I'll gladly do it. Because it's all fake. He knows it's fake. And the fact people act like this is who he is stupider than however idiotic this album is. He then has the fucking gall to criticize country music. The man who just ran an utter 2-ton ship over the genre. Over how it's too feminine, while calling the women whores and demeaning men. Now, there's a lot of shit you could say about Nashville, but if this is the shit you want to bitch about, you, sir, are a bigot. He then ends the album with another old dude bitching about his age and the younger people who are supposedly making fun of him. No one cares that you are old, it's that you're a piece of shit. And he thinks he can make your mom and these nut jokes, as if no one would notice how cringe that is. He's a 10-year-old brat trapped in a 50-year-old's body. So yeah, Bad Reputation sure was an album. The production is shit, the writing is intentionally moronic, the messages are utterly pathetic and fall flat faster than any stupid Aaron Lewis song, and Kid Rock honestly gives one of his better performances. Who would have thought? Notice how I didn't even bring up a single political theme in this entire video. I could have went there, but I saw, no, I'm better than that. I'm better than this idiot. Bad Reputation makes Telling All My Secrets look like Red. Star-Crossed? More like Golden Hour. It makes Weekends look a little different these days. It look like goddamn Southeastern. It's an album that shouldn't be listened by anyone who loves the concept of artistic value or just entertainment. I'm giving this album a fucking pathetic 1 out of 10. And hopefully it's the end of whatever relevancy Kid Rock has on the world. And its sheer awfulness is what this dumb, stupid, weak, pathetic, wimpy piece of garbage deserves. Fuck you!